Well, now that you've looked at some of Modigliani's work, we're going to do a fun, I think you'll really enjoy this, self-portrait, which obviously is a picture of you. And you'll remember that Modigliani had very exaggerated features. None of his mostly women, but some men had like normal quote unquote facial and neck and shoulder proportions. So in order to keep us on track with where we want to be drawing, we're going to fold our paper, and this works best if you have a long skinnier piece of paper, but you can definitely do it on just like a regular 11 by 14 or 9 by 12. Okay, so we're going to open that up then, and then we're going to turn our paper and we're going to do hamburger style fold. Make sure those corners are matching up. Okay, and then we're going to smooth it out, and then we have two more folds. We're going to bring these corners up to the center fold and fold that, and then we're going to lay it out, and then we're going to turn it around and do the same thing. So we're going to take those corners and put them on your line, your center line, and so you open them up. So let me go over that again so everybody has it. We do hot dog fold, open, hamburger fold, open, bottom corners up to the middle fold, open, turn it around, top corners up to the fold, open. Okay, so you've established your grid for this, and now we're going to start drawing. And I've already done it's kind of a skinny oval for the head, but the chin is resting on this center line. So you might want to put a little dot right there before you draw your oval, and then you go up past the next fold, and about a little more than halfway, you want to leave some room up here for your hair, and put a little mark there, and then use those marks to guide your drawing of a nice oval. Now, human heads are normally more of an egg shape because it's bigger up here than the chin. Excuse me. But that's not how Modigliani fashioned his human heads. So since we're drawing in his style, we're going to use his techniques. Sorry. Okay, so we have this done. Okay. And now we're just going to map out the body and then go back up here and do the facial expressions and the hair. So you remember that he also would use very long necks, sort of like giraffe people, okay? So, as always, you want your neck to start not down here in chin, but over here, so like the head is cradled by the neck. And I want you to draw in pencil so that if you don't like it, you can erase it. Not sure why I'm having a coughing fit here, so I apologize. Okay, and so the neck stops just below this bottom fold. Long, skinny neck. And you want both the head and the neck to be straddling this middle grid line. Doesn't have to be perfect. And then we're going to do, he also didn't give his people much in the way of shoulders. Okay, so just very skinny shoulders, and they go all the way down to the end of, to the bottom of the paper. Okay, now you can do whatever kind of shirt you want to be wearing. I'm just going to do like a simple V-neck just for purposes of illustration, but you can do, you know, whatever clothing you want. Okay, so we have it kind of blocked out here using our grid lines. And so we're going to, where he positioned the eyes on his people's heads were different as well. So the eyes, this is our fold up here. The eyes, the bottom of the eyes sit on top of that line. Now normally our eyes would be down here, okay? But again, he played around with human features and proportions, and so he put them up higher, okay? So to get started, you want to look at your middle line. You want to draw the bottom, and that bottom line is sitting right on that fold. And then you want to come over here. Okay. So they're both sitting right on that fold. Now, you can think about the shape of your own eyes. I have rather large eyes, so I'm making mine a little bit bigger. But if you have smaller eyes, you can do that. You might want to go look at the in the mirror, okay? And then we're going to make eyelids. And our eyeballs. And then think through where your hair is, but if you can see the eyebrows, I'm going to put some eyebrows. And we can make those a little thicker as we go on. And if you want to make, you know, any eyelashes or anything, that's fine. Now, people who are learning how to draw usually do not like making noses, but Modigliani gave us a really, really easy way to make a nose. He made very simple noses, so no problem with the nose on this. Okay, so the nose is going to start up where this line is. I'm going to put a little dot right there. It's our fold. Okay, I'm going to make this line a little thicker so it matches. There we go. And then we want it to come down about right here. So he also liked really long, thin noses. So put a dot where you want your nose to end. Put a dot where you want on that fold where you want it to start. And then we're just going to make a little line like that. Isn't that easy? All right, so Modigliani's people, as you saw, they just don't look very happy, do they? So what we're going to do is just make a mouth that's just basically sitting there, not smiling, don't see the teeth or anything. So down here, and he also liked to put the mouths lower than what he normally would. So make a mark where you on that center line where you want your mouth to be. And they're actually pretty small mouths. And like this and like that. Okay, now we need to give the person some ears, and you don't have to if your hair is covering your ears, but I have short hair, so we're going to do some ears. So the ears are going to start right above that fold and go down almost to, turn this over so I can see where I'm shooting for. There we go. Now, looks a little weird because we don't have any hair, but we'll remedy that problem right now. Okay, so our hair has volume. So our hair, some of it's going to go above this, some of it's going to go over it, but it's going to not just sit right on our skull, right? So I have short hair, so I'm going to draw the top of it first. And my ears show, okay? And then I've got kind of a part on the side and my hair goes and then I have a little bit over my ear. Okay, now we're going to erase this line. So you're not going to see the skull. And then I have a little bit, I have hair that likes to stick out. So I have a little bit that shows on either side. Now, if you have long hair, you can have it coming down here so that it's behind your neck. Now, going back up to the eyes, if you have a skinnier black marker, you can make the little lines in the, I think it's called the iris. I'm kind of blanking out on that right now. Okay, so make sure that you erase this line because you don't see your skull. And then you can go down and decide what clothes you want. Like that. Okay, so go ahead and take your marker and go over the lines that you want to keep. And then erase the pencil lines that you don't want to show anymore. As always, we're going to clean up our work and make sure you erase this skull line. I think I look properly morose in my portrait. Okay, once you're done with that, you can pause the tape until you're you're done with that. But once you're done with that, so another line I want to get rid of here. You can make the choice to use either your oil pastels or your crayons. Okay, and or a combination. If you don't have the correct skin tone in your oil pastels and you have a multicultural crayon set, then you can use that for your skin tone. And so we're going to just start coloring, and you want your color of your eyes and your lips and everything to be the same color as your eyes and lips and skin tone and hair. Now I have kind of blue-green eyes, so I'm going to put a layer of green first. And your coloring goes inside the eyeballs, okay? And then I'm going to layer just a little bit of blue over them to get the color of my eyes. Sometimes my eyes look more blue than green, sometimes more green than blue. Maybe it depends on my mood. So just a light. So this is how you can layer your crayons colors to make just the right shade. Okay. Now I also have kind of a, I think I'm going to use some oil pastels for this. Like I said, you can just kind of mix and match. I have kind of a blondish, light brownish hair. So I'm going to put a layer of that. Now obviously, because I have used Sharpie, I'm not going to be able to get rid of this skull line, but you'll get the idea. As I'm getting older, I'm also getting more gray in my hair, so I'm going to have to incorporate that a little bit, which I don't really mind. Hard-earned. Okay, so then you want to make sure that you do all of your hair. And then I'm going to put some brown over the top of that. When I was born, I had bright red hair, but that faded over time. Okay, so since I did this with oil pastels, I can get a little bit of blending going. If you want to use a piece of paper toweling, you can use your finger, I should say. Whatever is going to work for you is good. Okay. And then, like I said, I've got some gray, particularly up front. Oh, you know what? I forgot to do this little bit of hair right here. That was an important oversight. Don't really have gray down here yet, but just going to put some, and then you can blend those in if you want. So if you look closely at your hair, it's not all one color, okay? Even if you have black hair, you'll see that there's little variations from where the light is hitting it in particular ways and that kind of thing. Okay, so I'm going to do some, might have jumped the gun on that. I'll have to see how that does when I put my skin tone color on. And then I'm going to do my lips. And they're not really red. Maybe I'll do very light red. And then do kind of a peachy over it. We'll see how that works. Again, if you have to look in the mirror, sometimes we don't pay much attention to our own images. There you go. That's not too overpowering. I added peach on top of the red. If you have the multicultural crayons, which we're going to pull out next, they have kind of it's called an apricot. So they have that too. You could use that on your lips. Or here's a peach. Okay, so since I'm Caucasian, I'm going to use, and I have a little darker, it's called a ruddier sort of color. I have some red tones and darker brown tones in my skin color. So again, look at your skin color and see what it's a combination. Most of the time we have some variations. Okay, so I'm gonna, when you're coloring bigger areas, you can put your crayon on its side. And just carefully go around your eyes. Forget to do your ears if they're showing. Then we're going to do this substantial neck. Not substantial in terms of width, but definitely substantial in terms of length. Okay, and now we're going to do, I think I'll leave this white, and then I've got purple on today. So I'm going to, and I don't have a purple in my oil pastel, so I'm going to use my crayon. found out about a watercolor crayon yesterday. I like to watch videos of other artists doing their work so I can learn about different techniques. And she was demonstrating how to use watercolor crayons. So I'm going to have to play around with that, buy a set, and see if it's something that we can do with our art classes together. You color it like this, and then you add, then with a paintbrush, you put a little bit of water on it. And it's pretty cool. I have no idea how expensive it is, so we'll have to do my homework. Much more intense colors than your regular cake watercolors. Now, because of time, when I finish this, I'm not going to do the background, but I encourage you, if you have the time, to do apply some color on that background. Again, you can use either oil pastels or crayons with that. But what's important is that you have a nice contrast between your shirt and your hair color. So I wouldn't want to use an orange, for example, because that just wouldn't, that's too much in the family of the color of my hair and my skin. But a nice light blue would work. Even a light pink would work. Probably not a yellow, again, because of the color of my hair. You could do a nice bold red. So think about what would contrast, what would not look like what you've already got there or blend in. All right. So again, very simple project. I think it's coming out well, and feel free to share with me what you're creating. Okay. I look forward. I love seeing pictures of your work. Have a great day. Thank you.